step forward.
Hello, everybody. I'm Captain Diesel, Loose V, and King of the Comics, Ethan Murphy, and
you are all three of those people.
Absolutely, I am you. You are me. We are they. We are him. Today, guys, we're back. I know it's been a while since we've done a live show, and we have some very special content to go over today. But first and foremost, I want to check with my brothers. How y'all doing?
I'm okay. I had a day at work. It was definitely an interesting one.
Are we twinning today? Is that what we're doing? We're twinning? Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
I guess so. We both got on the blurred hoodies.
That's cute.
Shout out to blurred.com.
I still gotta get my hoodie. Still gotta get mine.
How you doing, Professor E?
I'm okay. I told you how I was battling a pretty fierce cold. I don't take sick days often, but I took 2 sick days, and then I'm off today. So it was nice to catch my breath. I'm an old ass man. I'm very old, and it was nice to be able to sleep in bed and watch a whole bunch of shows and trailers and whatnot. So yeah, I'm all right. How you doing there, Brody?
Hey man. I can't complain. I'm living my best life, staying black and staying out the way. You know how I do.
Staying out the way.
Staying out the way, man. Staying out the way, man.
That sounds like something from the 19th century. Stay black and stay out the way. But okay.
But yeah, again,
that sounds pretty relevant currently.
It's still relevant.
That being said, guys, we are talking about, drum roll please,
drum.
Geek Week 2023. So for anybody that is not aware, Netflix has been doing this thing, and this is the 3rd year they're doing it, where essentially they just have like an announcement of all the projects that are upcoming. And the interesting thing about this one is that they have announced like video games as well as like shows for this. So we are going to this is the idea I had for it. We'll each pick one that we for sure are guaranteed to want to see and watch the trailer. We're going to be reacting to the trailers for this as we go along. And then we're going to pick one that kind of piques our interest that we may not either know about, or the title looks cool, or we recognize something about it. So we're gonna start with we'll start with Otis or Lelouch. Damn, I think he's got 15 names.
I got 2. It's literally just 2 names.
You know you got 4 things. Come on now. Come on, OG.
Literally.
Come on, OG.
Names. Only 2 names exist. And I mean, I've been a big fan of this franchise for a long time, and them finally converting it over into the anime. I gotta say about Scott Pilgrim, man, I'm crazy hyped about that. So hyped for it that I went out and found a limited edition figure of Nega Scott, not Nega, N-E.
Oh God.
And I'm really hyped for the show, man. I'm looking forward to seeing what the trailer looks like.
Okay, let's pull this trailer up. We'll get the official trailer going.
And boy, about you guys, are you guys at all? Have you seen anything from it before this? Do you know anything about the series?
Only the original movie that came out, like the live action movie.
I briefly saw, I think, the teaser trailer, not the actual full trailer. There's a Scott sitting there talking to, I guess, Ramona or somebody. They're just sitting on the bench talking briefly. That's what I saw.
Bet. Let's go ahead and get into this. Y'all hear that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm fucking with the animation. The animation is different.
It looks like the actual.
It's like the game. It looks exactly like the game and the comics, man. Like I love the art style. It's very nostalgic, and I'm not a nostalgic person.
Got that girl again. I didn't care the first time you told me. Care even less now.
Toronto, Canada. Not too long ago.
Oh, so this looks just like the movie.
It is.
Hey.
Okay, it's the animated version of that movie.
You want to go on a date with me?
Ramona Flowers has 7
It's a little bit more akin to the game.
What?
The Manic Pixie Dream Girl. Is that Mortal Kombat music? What the fuck?
It is.
Wonder how they got that. They did pay out the ass for that.
Man. Warner Brothers, they'll
true. Yeah, it's Warner Brothers.
So it's Netflix combined with Warner Brothers. They collaborate together. I guess?
Oh no, this is a Netflix series. They just had to get this music
The
from
licensing.
Warner Brothers.
They had to pay Warner Brothers.
Yeah. Because Scott Pilgrim, is that like the game in the comics, is that owned by Warner Brothers? Is that like a DC thing?
No, it's not DC.
No,
Who created that
This
comic?
info dump was inevitable.
it was an indie comic that came out on. Let me actually look it up.
Here's the thing, though. All these names, the actual actors from the movie, the real life live action movie too.
Yeah, like they
they
got the
all
whole
did that.
cast from the live action movie to come back and voice their characters. And like that's fine.
Was it Chris Pratt? What's his name now?
So it was Chris Evans.
Chris Evans, yeah, he was.
Chris Evans,
one of
yeah,
the
I said Chris
villains,
Pratt.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the exes. Okay.
Also, Captain Marvel, she's in here. She's Envy.
Yeah,
Brie? Oh, okay.
he was his old
Shit.
his ex-girlfriend. So real quick, one thing is this is a reversal of the there's so many times we would see an animated movie or a series that gets like a live action like One Piece has had it done, or Yu Yu Hakusho is getting it done. And this is the opposite direction. It was a live action movie first, and now it's being directly translated to animation. It's kind of interesting that it went the opposite direction. Exactly. Interesting.
I'm interested in it. I'm interested again because I want to rewatch the live action movie just to kind of see like how much I really dug that, and then watch this kind of how I kind of did with Cowboy Bebop, but hopefully a lot better. But I'm expecting good stuff, man. I think it's really cool that they have the original like live action cast coming back. I think that's going to add. It's going to play into everybody's nostalgia for one, and then two, add for a layer of hopefully chemistry there. Like hopefully these actors still have that, or still have a good bit of chemistry from working with each other.
Yeah, how long ago was that movie? That movie was before Chris Evans did anything with Marvel.
2012, I believe.
So yeah, it had to be at
It was 2012,
at the latest, because he was Captain America in 2012.
All right, let me.
It was before
The Avengers came out. The Avengers came out in 2012, I thought, right?
Yeah, Avengers came out in 2012, and he
So
was
first-
Captain America in 20. I think he
11
made
and
it the
10.
same year. I think the Avengers came out the same year as Captain America. So it's been a minute and a half.
Yep, 2010.
So 2010. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a minute and a half. So it's this is wild, man. It's wild to see like as everyone's back. As Edgar Wright, the original writer director, is back for it too. It's almost. I have to ask a question, though, Otis. I have to ask a question, Charlie. Why do you think they did this?
I think that this was honestly something that they knew would be successful. Like Scott Pilgrim has a cult following. Like the I don't know what it is, but it resonated well with a lot of people, especially in my age range. So I mean,
You was
it
finding a lot of
made sense
exes.
to do.
You was finding a lot of exes growing up.
No.
Evil exes.
He's one of the evil exes. Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably one of the evil exes. But I mean, it'll definitely. What's funny about it too is how the original movie came out was ahead of its time, basically. Like now, I mean, obviously blur culture is much bigger, and obviously nerd culture is much more embraced in general because of the MCU and everything else, all kind of stuff. At the time this came out in 2010, that was not the case. When the movie came out, as good as it was pretty much bombed, essentially.
Did it really?
Yeah, it bombed. So people loved it when they saw it at the I forget which convention it was at. It originally debuted. It may have been Comic-Con where it originally debuted, and the fans loved it there. But when it hit the regular, the mass theaters, it kind of bombed. I saw it in the theater. I loved it too, but it only spoke to a small crowd. If it had come out like in a time like now or even a few years ago, it probably would have been much better. So
that would have came out in the pandemic. Oh my goodness!
Oh, the bank it would have made.
So maybe it's almost like this in some way too. Like I told y'all 1,001 times, my preferred medium is definitely animation. So it may have been that for Edgar Wright too. It's like, you know what? I always wanted this to be actually animated, actually kind of see it fully. Because if you catch the movie is pretty much a live action anime as best I can make, if that makes any sense. So it's almost like he's doing that now, actually doing a live action, doing an actual full anime of the story he wanted to tell in a sense. So it's weird. It's odd. It's odd, but who knows?
I think it's good timing. I think it's gonna do well.
Yeah, I mean, it almost seems, in all honesty, it seems like animation is the kind of the best. It's like the best like medium to use towards nerd culture in a lot of ways. I mean, the anime market is booming like crazy. Obviously, even Invincible. Like, there's plenty of other actual animated series that are Blue Eye Samurai, all kinds of shows that aren't necessarily Japanese full blown technical anime, but are still hitting that the same fan base that are doing really well. Also, in their
Castlevania.
Castlevanias. So it's it's cool.
So I'm excited. I mean, I don't have too much to say about this one. I watched this movie like years ago, so like I don't remember too much about the franchise, or not franchise, but about the IP or the movie. Really, to be quite honest with you, so I'm gonna rewatch the movie and probably go in with a little bit more enthusiasm and probably nostalgia. But yeah, I guess we can go from left to right. And for me, my top pick, I'm gonna stay away from the Last Airbender. I'm gonna stay away from the Last Airbender just so I don't hurt my feelings too early, just in case.
Well, we gotta look at it though.
Well, look, I'll let one of y'all pick it. I'm not picking it with my pick though. Hell no, I ain't doing it to myself. What I'm going to pick though is Devil May Cry because I grew up enjoying those games on PS2. Is when I played them. I don't know if they came up before that, right?
PS2. That was all
PS2. Okay, bet. So yeah. I played the second one. Was the second one when he went into the tower? Was that when when he went to go? Yeah.
No, I think I played that clip too. I played that clip of her dying when he when he screams. We gotta play that clip.
Wow.
Play that clip.
But here we go. This is short. We could probably get in another one because this is like 44 seconds of a trailer. So
yeah,
I don't
it's a teaser. It's barely much there. Yeah. You want no Mirror Studio?
And Studio Marty, yeah, they do. That's what.
Okay, I'm already fucking with it. Is that the Invincible animation style almost?
It's a Castlevania.
The Castlevania studio did it? Okay.
That's right. The same guy, Adi Shankar.
And y'all know who's voicing Dante. Y'all know who's voicing Dante, right?
I don't actually.
That's that young goat. You know what I'm saying? Johnny Young Bosch.
Who?
Ichigo's voice actor, Lelouch's voice actor.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Yeah,
I'll fuck with this. This is gonna like when I see this animation style. Like I'm thinking about like the fucking Isaac fight from Castlevania. I'm looking at the shit they're gonna be able to do with Dante and the wild shit that's gonna happen. Yeah. Like I'm off rip excited for like the Virgil fight.
I mean, it'd be bonkers. That's the whole point. Is that Dante is designed to be. Like one of the best, like what they call those death matches where they had Dante versus Deadpool. Like that's the same idea as far as like if you can imagine a Castlevania style character that's as broken as Deadpool, just going ham all the time. So yeah, if they let themselves just go absolutely wild. Like you said, it'd be Isaac level fights constantly, if not greater than that. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, Professor, what do you got? Do you got to look at the list again, or do you know what you want to look
so at? So before we go to mine, are we not going to play the clip of Dante screaming over Trish dying in that tower? You gotta play just for Otis. Just for Otis.
I looked that up. This was give us your pick while I looked that
up. We could have just not did that at all.
We could have. But why? Why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we? We're all here. We're all grown men. There are moments I would say like, out of all the things to rank, right? Like there's what's his face? Barry talking about the Jill sandwich in Resident Evil. As far as this horrible dubbing in video game history. Ooh, that's great. If you just type in Trish dies. Trish dies. You'll see it's like, oh yeah, Dante screaming it. There it is. Where's the one? There, the third one right there. There you go. Show respect.
This one I was just on. It's the same video.
That was the word. Yeah. Okay.
So let me just. Oh wait,
I guess it's longer.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Our audio listeners are gonna be pissed.
Look at his face.
My mother risked her life for me, and now you too.
Mm-hmm. Boy, looking at what we thought good graphics were back then is crazy.
That was it back then.
That was top of the line.
Right. This is like pre-rendering now. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with
This is one of the first PS2 games. Well, not first. The first one was the first PS2 game for the most part.
we missed it. We missed it. We were talking. We got it. That was.
I
that's
think we
part-
did that on.
Yeah,
perfect. You did that
that-
perfect.
The one to fill your dark
we
soul
could have
with
not
light.
gone back. We could have just.
We could have, but you know, you wasn't gonna be satisfied until we did.
Bravo. Thank
know
you
he
so
would.
much. Thank you so much. That was his puberty hit like right as he was like saying that one line. Like, okay, all right, Brian, go ahead and do your line. Okay, cool. And then puberty like pushed him right in the mouth at the last second there.
Pushed him in the mouth.
Pushed
What
him
is
in the
that?
mouth. I
Different.
don't know what that means, but it happened. You heard it. You heard his voice. It cracked all over the place.
Ethan, give me your damn pick. Give me your pick. God damn it. Give me your pick.
All right, so my pick. I'm gonna go ahead and go with it because y'all know my favorite show of all time is actually is Avatar and Korra collectively. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with that one. I'm sure y'all already seen it before. Everyone's already seen it, but I have to go ahead and pick it anyways.
I've heard about it. I just haven't seen it yet.
I haven't looked at the trailer. I just know about the show.
Oh, you
Yeah,
haven't
all
seen
I've-
the trailer yet? Okay.
All I've seen is like the pictures of the actors from the trailer.
Well, I think we can all collectively agree it would take effort to be worse than the live action movie we got before.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like literally they call characters the wrong names.
Time's a funny thing.
Yeah, bro.
At least look at it though.
The past.
Okay. The beginning didn't look as bad.
Yeah, it looks visually comprehensive.
The indigenous people aren't white this time.
Mixed up.
Fully.
At least Zuko looks like Zuko. Look at that.
Zuko looks, yeah, he looks like
Iroh looks just like Iroh.
He's got a fucking scar on his face.
There's no
Right.
right.
That was
Looks like
Zuko
a-
before, not Zuko.
Straight.
Yeah, the Kyoshi Warriors are actually in this. Remember the Kyoshi Warriors were in the horrible movie.
I want a Kiyoshi movie, man.
Yeah, it's
Always
coming.
remember who you are.
It's right. It is from Nickelodeon though. It looks just like Aang. Just like him.
You know-
Music there.
The Agni Kai. Okay. Okay. That was all right. That looked all right.
They look pretty hype. See,
Yeah.
look at the actual powers of doing stuff for real.
Right. We didn't have 45 movements to move a pebble.
To move a single
Right.
rock. Not even joking. Actually have Momo in there.
Cool. Nigga, Pebble.
Like, no wonder y'all was losing.
Yeah,
Like, nigga, there's no way.
Jeez.
There's no way you direct that fucking scene and you look at that and you don't just bust out laughing. Like, there's no fucking. I'm like, that's how I knew Shyamalan really like did not give a fuck and he really was like trolling the fan base.
He was
And
trolling.
there's no way you do that. He had to be trolling.
He was trolling us all. I think so.
Because like literally something as simple as calling the characters by the right name is like as simple as just watching 2 minutes of an episode of any episode,
Well, so
and you're like, oh, that Ong's not his name.
no.
I'm convinced that
Yeah.
he still hasn't watched a full episode of the series. Like, I just don't.
He
believe
probably
that.
He claims up and down he watched it with his daughters like crazy.
That's
But at the
cap.
same time, it's like you know for a fact. I mean, he said, "Oh, I made his name Ong because in South Asia, where I'm from, remember they pronounce that name Ong." It's like, well, motherfucker, in the show here they pronounce it. I mean, same thing as a person named Terrell and Terrell. They're two different. It doesn't matter how you spell it; it's how you pronounce it. So if they chose to pronounce it Aang, you gotta honor that too. It's not written down; it's said out loud. So,
Ain't no
but
way.
anyways, but this trailer, it looks like the people involved have seen this show. They actually like it. They actually like it too, and they're trying at least on some level to honor that. Also, because it's a I'm not sure how many episodes it is, but it's a longer, series as opposed to 1 2-hour movie. They have more time to let more things breathe. So, I'm not sure how much, because I know there's 3 books in the original series. I'm not sure how many books are covering, how much time they're
Probably
covering.
the first
They gotta be covering a good bit. Well, because I don't think they got I don't think they got to the water tribe yet, like the northern water tribe. Because
Up north.
it looked. Because I'm trying to remember like the time period of like. Because I know they went to the Kyoshi Island first before they got there. It was like on the way.
Right.
So I don't. So maybe they're just doing that, and because this is a show, right? Not a movie.
Yeah, it's a
No,
series.
it's the series.
series, okay.
Because it does show, it shows the Kyoshi Warriors, but also it does show the Fire Nation. It shows Ozai, and it shows Azula. So I'm not sure if I imagine
A lot of
that
it would be flashbacks though, because you saw the Agni Kai scene of like I assume it's Zuko and Ozai fighting.
it may be them fighting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So because there's a part in the obviously that's part in the forgot the episode's called. This episode shows both Aang and Zuko's like past essentially. So that's probably that episode that shows that. It may end showing Azula as far as she is, appointed to go after them or whatnot. But yeah. I'm somewhat hopeful, mainly because of the beard that Iroh has. Iroh's beard was champion size.
Boy, his chin was strong as hell, boy.
That beard game was fierce. That was perfect beard game.
I'm thinking about Ozai with the fucking strong ass chin. Like he had the goatee, but that nigga's jawbones were fucking diamond color.
Yeah.
Right.
Fine.
You be chewing gum like a mug. Low key, I'm not gonna lie to you. Let me bring it back up. I don't know quite how I feel about this. Like, I know the other tattoos weren't like completely accurate, but I don't like, now that I've got what I want, I don't know how I feel about just like the plain blue stripe tattoo on this nigga's forehead. I feel like it looks kind of weird. Like, I think the tattoos that they had in the first one looked a little bit better personally.
Oh, and
than just like
seem more authentic, type of.
Yeah, it just seems like blue paint on his head.
Right. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I mean, it does glow blue when he's like using his avatar state stuff, but I mean, I don't think that's enough. I can agree with you there that it was a little bit low effort, but maybe they had to make an accommodation for it so it wouldn't come off on screen while they were doing their motions or something. I don't know. But
But even the first one was like doing motions that it didn't come off, did it?
True.
I mean, that first one was terrible.
The airbending was all right in that one, at least. Like, I don't think the airbending was terrible in that one. Like, he was kind of acrobatic in that. Like in the kitchen scene where he was like fighting Zuko in the kitchen.
God, I don't want to remember that.
You're on your own. You're on your own there, bud. You're on your own.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but as far as that goes, I just because even like what's your Avatar state point, I don't remember him going into the Avatar state too much in this like whole arc. Like I remember him doing it at the end of the whole Water Tribe arc with the water monster, and I remember him doing it in the Glacier, but I can't remember him ever going into the Avatar state in between
a couple times. So he does it. He's also in the episode
on
the
flashback
episode that he has it there where he traps himself with Appa. He does it again another time when they first go to the actual air temple, and he kind of has a meltdown. Basically, the first time we actually see it is when he has a meltdown. He's like kind of losing his mind. And he sees all who are dead, and Katara has to bring him back from there. So he uses it a couple times to flex. There's another time he uses it briefly when he's fighting Boomy. When he fights Boomy.
In that first arc, though, did he meet Boomy in between that though? Between
he didn't know.
Boomy was like right after Kyoshi Warriors.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because they weren't in the Earth Kingdom yet. Okay. Yeah.
Boomy was his friend, and the king was like messing with him. He found out that was his friend. So he flexes it a couple times in the first. It's the second season where he doesn't flex that much because he gets all effed up by it essentially. Yeah. He has flexed it a couple times. He does.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I expect this to be mid. But mid from the standpoint of I've seen how great the animation was. Like there's certain things that you just can't convey in live action. Like the Boomy thing specifically, like I don't care what actor you get, like the facial expressions, how he looks, like how he talks, it just won't be the same. Yeah. And I think if they try to mimic it too much, it's gonna look stupid. They try to do too much of a copy and paste. Right. And I think that arrow may be part of that for me at least. Like copy and pasting the plain blue arrow paint on it. I'm like, I don't know if I like that.
It's certain things that you kind of can't like. His actual outfit looks very much looks very similar to what he wore in an anime series. But also looks updated. It looks more like actual outfit. Mm-hmm. But you're right that the blue arrow is kind of a weird thing. Boomy's personality is kind of a weird thing. I get that. I definitely do. But it's at the same time you have to give them some flexibility as far as what can translate, what can't translate. I think it does look. I mean, as far as actual film grain, the way it looks. I know before you weren't too happy with how the One Piece looked. It looked like a stage play more so an actual series.
I like this a lot better. I like this a lot better.
Actual look looks like, it looks more actual, closer to a film or whatnot. Film grain.
And I would have been fine if this was what I got for One Piece for the fact of like I feel like they're both very similar in like tonality as well when it comes to like being goofy and like it's not hella dark all the time because it was a kid show. Like it had its dark moments, but it was a lot of jokes and a lot of happy-go-lucky stuff going on. Which we'll see because I ain't gonna lie, this trailer look kind of hella dark. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It does. That's more scary. The biggest thing is how you both know Sokka is meant to be in a lot of ways. He's meant to be the comic relief. He also has other stuff too, but he does bring a lot of levity to the group. So if he's doing the same thing in that movie where he tells no jokes. So what's the point? they missed the mark entirely.
And you gotta have him do some like facial expressions for me are gonna be crucial for this show because so much of what made the animation and the animated series good was like Sokka's facial expressions with like the raise of the eyebrow when he's flirting or whatever else, or like certain again, you can't make all the faces because it's animated, but like I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know too many of these actors, so I can't attest to like their track record. So I'm hoping that they're just really good unknown people.
The only one I know is Iroh. He was in some other shows before, but
yeah, I've seen him before in like a movie or some shows.
Yeah.
So for we'll go back to Lelouch. So give us like your underrated pick that you were kind of interested in that you want to say.
Underrated one.
I can bring it back up if you want to see it again.
No, I got it here too. I would probably say the Archies. I've always been a big fan of like kind of mystery stuff. So I'm curious to see exactly how they portray that.
It's like the Archie comics, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's the Archie comics translated over. I think it's into live action. I don't know if it's a live action or anime.
I mean, they've already done live action before with Riverdale.
Yeah, we don't have to speak on that.
Hey, the first couple seasons of Riverdale was okay. I haven't watched past that, so I know people sitting there really bad.
Had Archie like hooking up with his teacher, bro. Like
they had to walk that back. Like, yeah, we realize this is probably wrong. This is probably wrong.
Granted, I know I wasn't around like you guys back in the day to read the comics when they first dropped, the strips when they first dropped. So we probably have some.
We weren't around either. We ain't that old. I'm not even that old. I'm not even that old. My God, your Archie been around since Superman age. Yeah.
Whatever. When the Big Bang happened, I said, "Shut up." What happened on that? Huh?
Yeah, I mean, Archie before that. I think Archie came out with the 40s or something like that.
Possibly. Shout out friend of the pod, Tom DeFalco. I know he worked on a good bit of the Archie comic stuff.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was in our interview. You remember that?
No.
Old ass nigga. See.
पिछले 2 सालों में इंडिया ने गोवा को पोर्चुगीज रूल से आजाद करवाया and South Africa
Japanese Archie. Okay.
Do I have the wrong one?
No, I said yeah, it's a Riverdale.
लेकिन किया क्या है हम में से किसी ने?
कुछ नहीं.
This is all in Spanish?
Nothing in Spanish, man. This is Indian.
Let me make sure I have the right one. Because it didn't say anything about is it the official trailer or something? Why is it all in Spanish?
It's not Spanish, man. It's Indian.
Indian? Oh, Hindi. Yeah. Not is Indian. I don't think Indian is the name of the language.
No, it's
Hindi, isn't it? It's Hindi, isn't it? See, you uncultured swine, you.
You said Spanish.
Please don't cancel us.
Oh, too late for that. Too late.
All right, let's get back to where we're going because I don't see any of the trailer.
I think he's a real professional in comedy.
You got that's the Archie hairstyle.
Riverdale को भी याद रखना चाहिए.
This is kind of a cool idea.
I might fuck with this, like doing Archie in a different country.
Imagine
if
Richard had not left.
It has a right tone. This actually
music that will reach people. Music that will really.
Yeah, it's not hella fucking dark over Riverdale.
No, it's
Oh yeah, with the music and the dance, yeah, it fits.
That's what it is, Bollywood. Yeah.
I always have fun with you.
This might be like one of the first Bollywood ones. Like I really like.
Every girl.
You don't think Bollywood like that?
No, I don't.
Damn,
Not at all.
hating ass nigga right here, boy. Cancel him, everybody. Cancel this man. Boo.
R. Like what was that?
That shit was fun. I thought to stand about that the other day. That was fun.
अगर हमने आज ये पार्क जाने दिया तो कल
That
और भी
was
जाएंगे.
not it for
रस्मी
me.
एक पेड़ भी नहीं बचेगा.
I apologize to the audio listeners. So this is not the episode for y'all. Y'all are getting
History. Those are trees. That's why we've grown up.
I mean,
some of the
it's a dog.
speaking in English, part of it, and speaking in Hindi.
That's what's fucking me up right now. They're doing the Japanese shit, the K-pop shit. We're just throwing in like English words.
You know, they're actually speaking in English. That part of it.
This is business. It's not personal.
My friends hate
He's speaking
me
in English,
because of you.
Why are you jumping back and forth?
But it is personal.
A lot of languages do that.
We can't give up. Children don't count.
I mean, how many languages do they jump between English and back and forth? I know like American-born people do that, but like if this is taking place in India, somebody that lived in India, let me know. I could be wrong.
They do. I mean,
You know how
most
many
countries, they learn
call centers are in India right now?
Yeah, but when like when you're conversing with people amongst your own culture, like jumping back and forth. In India, it makes more sense because they were colonized by the British, so it makes more sense, I guess, there.
So I'm not sure if they're solving. It's also interesting that going by the Archies when when Archie is one person as opposed to like any other name. But I don't know if they I don't know if there's so many mysteries though and that kind of stuff. It seemed more like they're actually just going through high school. What's actually the
it seems like a coming of age show.
High school. Yeah.
I mean, are we going on this next topic, or do we have time to squeeze in one more?
No, we each will have an underrated one.
Oh,
yeah.
We each had a main one and we have an underrated one that we wanted to check out.
You have no thoughts to share about the Archies though? Otis?
I mean, like I said, I'm willing to try it. Like, typically when I see Bollywood stuff, like the tone of it just is like, why? Like, this is an action movie. Why are we?
It's the musical stuff for you, isn't it? It's the dancing, the songs, and the singing.
Yeah, I'm talking about if it's
he's not a the music loving nigga. That's wild to me that you don't like the music aspects of it. The Bollywood, the performance.
Yeah, I mean, if it was a movie about a singer or something like that, I'd be more attuned to it. But like, if you fighting tigers and lions and bears, like, I don't need a dance break.
But I mean, in all fairness, talk about RRR is still amazing. It is literally like a live action Dragon Ball Z movie, but it's so much fun. I love that movie. I do.
Yeah, RRR was fire. I love it. Then I saw a video that I'm gonna send you guys at some point about like it's showing how that being like the best depiction of like like non-toxic male relationships of like showing
those two,
those two guys. Film theory, cinema theory. So everybody, again, shout out to those guys. I love their content. Mm-hmm. I watched the video in a little bit, so I got some binging to do. Let me see I want to look at one of this game that they have here. They said there's 10 games.
Yeah, it says there's 10. They have a list.
But I'm trying to see what the title for them are.
Well, so these are games that Netflix themselves actually made.
I know,
either that or they just like a licensing for it.
Yeah, it would be licensing. Okay.
I don't even know how they're gonna have that happen. Like you're just gonna have like a gaming app, I guess, on consoles for it to play on. I guess.
I mean, they had like mini games built into Netflix. I don't know if they're just gonna have it connect to your controller and you like legit just play it straight through Netflix. If that is what they're doing, I would try it. Like streaming games because that already exists technically.
Yeah, from was it PS? What's that? It was like another PlayStation had like a
PS Now.
PS Now, yeah, is what it's called.
Yeah, and Xbox also has a version of it too. So I mean, technology exists. So I mean, Netflix is like the streaming king. So that might not be a bad lane for them to get into.
No,
that would be a bag. That's a bag there. They can like get the licensing rights or the distribution rights for a lot of older games too. Like they get like all the old PS2 games or some shit like that, and they can find a way to redistribute that. A lot of people will come back just to like for the nostalgia of like playing those games. Sure. Like they get like fucking Pokemon Red somehow on that shit.
Or even, I mean, I guess the thing too, if they're able to produce or create their own original content. Let's say, for example, they have all these kind of games based off of their IP, like Stranger Things games, just like that. If they would actually have those kinds of games on their service, that'd be great too.
That'd be fire. I think for me, my underrated one I'm gonna pick Ultraman Rising because I feel like
Ultraman.
The name sounds familiar. Is that wait? Is that the one from fucking from the like that's Turbo Man? I'm tripping. Never mind. Not Ultraman.
Turbo Man. Oh, you're talking about from that?
Give me the Turbo
Man. Arnold, jingle all the way. Jingle, jingle all the way. Goddamn.
That was I love that fucking movie. I ain't gonna lie to you.
With Sinbad.
The Turbo Man.
Ultraman was like one of the predecessors to Power Rangers. Like what I think.
He's gonna kill that dude just like that?
That's a fake Ultraman. Oh shit!
He comes out of retirement.
85-year-old man coming out of retirement. Some Batman Beyond type shit. I see you.
Ooh, killed him right there.
もし君にあいつと戦える力があったとしたらどうする
I just feel like they're giving away too much in this trailer. Is that just me?
I mean, it's probably all the first episode stuff, so it's not too bad. It's the premise, I guess. Cool. Ultraman had a kid. Good for him. Now it does say April 1st,
that's the older ones.
2019. It says
That's like another season, I guess. That's another.
2019.
That was 4 years ago. I'm tripping.
No.
Wait. Ultraman Rising 5 days ago. Hold on, this is a different. That was the one. It's a different one. Well, that was waste of time.
Okay, so this is next season.
See, I'm digging this animation a little bit better. Haiju's cool.
This is a little kiddier animation.
I'm digging it though. It's giving me Pixar vibes.
I can see that to a degree.
Yeah, Pixar or DreamWorks.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty much way big from Benson.
Basically. I mean, but that's Ultraman.
Nope.
All right, so he's on a temporary loop.
Huh.
Hi. Oh crap.
Was he working with the government, I guess?
Yeah, probably this time around. It's so many different iterations of Ultraman.
So he the ops then. Gotcha. You gonna fuck with the ops.
That's cool.
That was cool. It didn't blow me away, but it could be a thing to where like the show is a lot better. Because I am intrigued with the DreamWorks Pixar animation style. It gives me like Big Hero 6 vibes. Is what I really fuck with it.
Yeah, Big Hero 6. That's a good one. Yeah, that's what way to put it. Okay. I mean, it's definitely aimed for like a new audience, a new era of new fans, so to speak. I'm here for it.
All right, Professor E, take us home with the last little slightly interesting trailer to you. I'll pull the list back up.
Let me list up one more time. So, because there's one on the list which we've all seen, but I mean, if we're not gonna talk about it, I might as well just bring it up so we can talk about it now. You know what I mean?
I mean, we got to talk about like one of the best anime of the year at some point.
So,
you got to review that. You got to review that.
Okay, so if we're gonna review that later, we might as well watch something else to talk about that instead. Is that how we play? How we gonna?
It's up to you. Whatever you want to go through. I know. Actually, was so good. I'm reviewing it on here and on my own shit. So it's up to you.
Okay, all right then. So I have two choices. I'm looking at it. Let's see here. All right, so that's my last choice. I'll go ahead and do. You know what? F it. I'm going to do Yu Yu Hakusho. We'll say BES for later. We'll say BES for later.
Oh God. Oh God, I'm so terrified.
Why are we doing it?
Hey, bro, I thought you was busted a nut or something. What the fuck is going on?
I used to like the level of cringe that I have in my spirit towards this series. Like, I've posted about this several times. And let's see what the trailer actually came out to. But like, I saw characters that they shouldn't show in the first season of this series. That's all I'm saying.
Off rip.
But again, I'm not sure.
Off rip. The drip ain't right. The drip ain't there. I'm sorry. The drip ain't there.
The thing is, it's again what translates. You're gonna play it. Play it out though. Play it out.
Play it. The drip ain't there, man. The drip ain't dripping.
Which I mean, it's what translates over to from animation to live action. I mean, it's not as close as
I've seen Japanese streetwear that looks better than that.
I feel like the drip was more important than the
fighting
accuracy. The accuracy
is that pinstripe too? Was it a green pinstripes?
Well, here's the thing. Comparing this to that One Piece, it actually looks more like legitimate. It looks actually like more like look at that. Actual camera work and everything. It still looks more legitimate than One Piece did.
Oh, the camera work, yeah.
Oh my God.
He looks so weird.
bad.
Why is his eye so small?
I mean, his eyes so small.
Why is Kuwabara not Blake Griffin?
Eyes?
Why is Kuwabara not Blake Griffin?
What if they actually did get Blake Griffin to be Kuwabara? That'd be crazy.
The rest
You should
of
at
the
least been in the
quality of
promo.
show wouldn't even matter. Like, I would have like,
What?
you know what, A+, you got Blake Griffin.
So I actually think he looks good.
That looks so. The brothers look so weird to me. Ginkai looks alright.
Yeah, I mean, it's still.
Kuwabara's blonde hair.
Kuwabara looks weird with that blonde hair.
And giving Tagoro the Thanos treatment.
Apparently so.
Apparently, yeah.
See this shit.
Yeah. Looks a little weird.
I feel like that's an effect I've seen like a King Vader video that was better. Like,
For real.
Yeah,
For real.
It looks like a homemade effect,
It's,
something like that.
yeah, it's a no for me, dog.
But one thing we have to address is that this isn't an American-made or American production at all. It's a full-blown. Looks like it's just
I can tell.
Japanese. So it's at least you'd imagine because they do this kind of stuff all the time. They've done countless versions of other animes.
And they're all
themselves.
bad. All of them.
It looks like
of
the
them
Bleach
are
one to me.
terrible.
So
It just-
maybe I'm curious to see how they themselves when they're adapting their own property how it comes out.
What I will give it credit for though is it seemed like the fight choreography is going to be better than most shows.
It did look like they tried to put some effort into the fight choreography. Yeah.
Let me find Hiei's little ass eye. Is this fucking is it Jagan eye? Not Jagan eye. What's the name of that eye? Is that what the eye is? Buddy eye looks small as hell on his head. Here it is. Here it is. This shit looks.
Did you see how bad Kurama looked in that wig though? Like,
bro.
Did you see that?
You see this little ass eye? This man got it. It's like
I'm guessing he'll open it up more. It maybe close or something right now.
How much more can you open it up though? E, that's.
I mean, it looks like it's closed entirely. It's not even open at all, right there.
That looked like the Jim Raven got on her forehead.
Oh God, bro! Like
it said James. Yeah, it doesn't look like eye at all. It said Jim or something. Yeah.
And then even then, it's like there's again to your point to like the translation. There are some things where I feel like it will look kind of goofy, like the Aang blue stripe. I think they could have made that eye a little bit bigger and made it like in the shape of like the triangle eye he had on. Because they made it like a literal eye, and I'm just like
That can't be the finished. It has to. I'm sure his eyes either closed or something. I'm guessing it will look.
That will open right there, buddy. That shit open.
If you
that
say,
shit is
are
like
you sure?
dilated. I'm positive. I'm looking at it. Right? It's like it's open. It's black in the middle. How many closed eyes you know that are like the eyelid isn't black?
I mean, there's no iris around it though. There's no white around the actual eye though.
Which is weird because the Jagan eye never closes, does it? I don't remember it closing in the anime ever.
I don't remember ever looking like that though.
I mean, he didn't always use it.
He had it wrapped up though. Yeah, I know that, but I don't remember him ever like closing it to any like even when he was using it, I don't remember it ever like closing. Like,
It never looked like that.
when he used a darkness flame. I don't know, man. Again, this is one of those series where like I hold it close to the heart, so I'm gonna look at it through a very, very biased lens. But at the same time, bro, it looks like it's gonna be disappointing. I think people have some hope because of the One Piece live action and how that wasn't like completely boo boo. And I don't think this will be completely boo boo either. But I think that all the things that people love about the original series, I don't see too many. At least for me, I don't see too many of those things here outside of like the decent fighting.
Well, part of it too, it's hard to tell because it's pretty brief. It's a teaser. It's pretty much a teaser. So part of the biggest thing about the Yu Yu Hakusho from the '90s was like it had the swagger, the drip, and the personality. So we didn't really, if you weren't feeling the clothes or the attire in this trailer, I got you. We didn't really get a chance to see them actually flex their personalities that much either. We didn't see a chance to see Yusuke be kind of a brat. We didn't get a chance to see Kuwabara and Yusuke, battle, go at it with each other. We didn't get a chance to see Hiei be an asshole. We didn't get a chance to see these guys be themselves. Essentially, this is them doing poses and action moves. That's pretty much it. So the actual real heart of the
Koen was an adult the whole time. And
yeah,
he wasn't a baby.
Grown ass man with a pacifier is about the whole time.
Yeah. So
the one thing I will say, the unbiasedly, the one thing that does concern me is the time period, not time period, but like how much of the source material they're going to cover. Because y'all can remind me, but I remember when it was like the first 20 to 30 episodes, maybe, where the arc of Yusuke learning to be a spirit detective and him fighting Hiei and Kurama. Like that was their first arc.
Yeah,
it seems like they're
the other dude.
the bug dude, right?
Yeah.
The big swole dude. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was taking souls with the. Yeah.
So that was like a good bit of the first couple 20 to 30 episodes, and it seems like because I feel like Tokoro came in a lot later in the show.
That
right?
was like the second.
That was the second
major arc. Like they're going straight from the start to the second major arc of the series instead of like going through any of the first arc. Like.
It was going to piss me off if they introduced Toguro and then they don't do the Dark Tournament. It's going to annoy the hell out of me. Like, you skipped all this shit to get to him and then don't do the best thing that involves him.
It doesn't look like they are because, like, that was all the people on his squad. They showed them in the trailer. It was like, why are we showing these people here? What are we doing?
Well, then what they may be doing overall is they may be kind of as opposed to telling the exact same story again, but live action, they may be kind of taking some liberties. I mean, which I'm here for. You almost have to.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep saying the same stories. If you're going to translate for a different medium, do something different with it. Make it interesting in its own right. If you're doing the exact same story, the exact same way, we all enjoy seeing that Scott Pilgrim trailer, right? But I was like, this looks like the exact same thing I saw before in live action. Why am I going to watch the exact same thing again, animated? Do something different. So I'm here for it. If you're going to take some liberties and make it even different in its own right, good for you. Do that. As long as you stay true to the character and the essence of what it actually was, I'm here for it.
Fair enough.
Because I mean, you don't take like one of the most highly coveted anime arcs in like existence and then like not do it. That's
you already
not
know
okay.
You know the exact beats. You know the exact. What's the point of doing it at all? Then you know everything's gonna happen with it. It's the exact same thing.
Yeah, that's like you going to what's your favorite burger spot? You have like your favorite burger spot in LA, right?
Sure.
You have your favorite spot. You go there, you buy your favorite burger, right? Mm-hmm. And you get home and you open your box and you pull out your burger, but you open up the bun and just take the tomato out and eat it first. Like you went through all this to get this burger and come home with it, but you just got up to just eating a tomato instead of eating the whole thing. Is what it. I don't know. This is a
metaphor. Don't do that metaphor tracks exactly.
That's the exact metaphor.
I think you might be hungry, which is fine. You should get some grub on.
Because it's like right. It's like you did all that work to get to that point. If they go through this all the arcs prior, like speed run through all that shit just to get to Toguro, and then don't do the thing that people want. Like when there's certain things like if they were to do like a Dragon Ball remake and they skip like flash forwarded through the Saiyan saga and got to the point where we see Frieza and like Goku interacts with Frieza and then they end it right there before the fucking Frieza arc or the Planet Namek arc. I'm like, what was the point of skipping through all this shit then if you're gonna stop it right here?
Right, I hear you. I mean, I guess that's the thing where I'm coming from is I've already seen so many anime, I've seen so many stories, I've read so many comic books, so many things before where it's kind of like, you know what? Some originality isn't a bad thing. I'm okay with them taking some liberties. And I get what you're saying as far as it's an amazing tournament arc that happens in Yu Yu Hakusho. It's probably the single most famous tournament arc of all time. I get that. And it would be cool to see it actually done live action well. But it may be that, because it's like 20 some odd episodes in the first arc, I believe, before they even get to the boat that they ride to get to the actual island for the tournament arc, right? Somewhere around there, 20 some odd episodes. That's a lot of time. And let's be honest, all those 20 episodes of what have you don't need to be put into live action. So they may be able to skip some parts here or figure out what's the most important essence of these things, having where they meet up with each other, kind of cutting through some of the filler, essentially, just to put that so that matters. And it may be that they're just introducing an old boy first, and actually saving the tournament arc for actually building him up. So when the tournament arc comes in around the next season or whatnot, is actually more impactful. I don't know, but I'm here to actually see them try something good. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt for now because these people see they're passionate about the source material. And they know how devoted the fan base is too. This fan base around since the early 90s. If you screw this up, this is going to come back even worse.
This man Toguro about to have the SpongeBob muscle arms when he amps up. He is about to look so fucking goofy when he gets swole, and that's not even the demon form, but just the oh my god.
I'm just like, do the Saint Beast arc first, because that's where you got the actual character development between, Yusuke, Kurama, and Hiei the most. Like, that's when you got to know who they were and like got acquainted with them. Like, you can do that first arc first. Like, it's okay.
It may be there. It may, for all we know, that's there. I mean, maybe that we're seeing parts of maybe episode 10 or 11 or something like that. That stuff may be in there. You don't know.
My whole thing is, if you're gonna like, this is the thing I don't like about the live action adaptations. To your point, E, I agree as far as like do something different. But in doing something different, I'd rather you just do your whole own fan fiction and go completely different. Do something innovative. You can make characters' relationship different. You can change shit around. Some fans may not like it, but if it comes out to something unique and something that people just can't guess and won't be nitpicky over, it'll be better in the long run. But you just recopying something and changing a few things here and there, I feel like it's doing more harm than good. I'd rather you just copy and paste the shit if you're just going to change one or two things. Or in speed run through the stuff that fans enjoy at that point. Because at that point, you're not giving, because you're just doing this for nostalgia purposes, really.
Yeah, you're not. I see what you're saying. You're not. Yeah, you're almost half-assing it. In a sense.
Right, because they're not making this for new audiences. They're doing this shit for the people that grew up watching it or fans of the anime itself.
For the most part,
because if they were going to do it for the new audience, they change a lot more shit around. Like I am looking at something like a Miles Morales, right? When they came to the Spider-Verse stuff. They didn't do his origin story exactly like it was in the comics when it was first introduced.
Not at all.
They revamped stuff to make it more digestible for a new, younger audience, and they marketed that towards new people versus just the people that like read it when it first came out in 2011.
Yeah, that's not a story at all. There's no Nick Fury at all.
Right.
Yeah, it's a completely different story from his original origin. Yeah, it's fair. That's a fair point. Like, let me ask you this real quick. Why is it then that you are cool and you're on board for the animated version of Scott Pilgrim? Because that's pretty much it's a carbon copy of the live action one.
Part of that for me is, like I said before, I haven't seen the original movie in a long time. So I don't remember exactly like scene for scene what was taken and what wasn't taken. And then I think animation has a different thing as well, with the fact of things are just going to be looking like, again, like we said before with the last Airbender stuff, there's just certain things that you can convey in animation that you just can't do in live action. When it comes to facial expressions, the action set pieces, it's going to look different inherently because it's animated. And I haven't seen the original. I may watch that shit tonight before I go to sleep. I don't know. But I don't remember it too much. So that's why if I'm a hypocrite, that's why on that one I just don't have the memory.
That's okay.
I haven't seen that shit in like half a decade.
I just think that story just translates better in the animated form than it did in the live action. So I'm looking forward to seeing an upgraded version of it. Just like, I mean, like with Jujutsu Kaisen, right? Like I've read this manga well throughout. Like I've seen every issue of it up to date. I know exactly what's happening through this Shibuya arc, but I am salivating over every second of the Shibuya arc because it's amazing. It is greatness, and I like seeing greatness. That's just what it is.
Yeah, I guess what it is too, and let's cut to the chase here on some level. It may be that translating animated things or illustrated things to live action, it's hard for it to hold up. It's hard for it to do that, especially when it comes to something that's translating from an anime where they go balls to the wall on things. It's hard for that to properly translate to live action. With the MCU, it's one thing because with the MCU in comic books, especially when these came out in the 80s or 90s, they weren't going as hard. It's pretty much they were more even though they were superheroes, is more conservative. So having to do that to live action is still not that insane to do. But with anime, because the way it's set up is so much, it's designed to be. It was never intended to be live action. It was always intended to be taking advantage of that medium specifically. So I think that's what it boils down to. It's just that it wasn't trying to translate these things to live action. It's a very, very hard thing to do in general.
There are even titles that don't translate at all. Like, I mean, there's plenty of titles that translate beautifully, and for some odd reason, like they avoid making those into live action. Like a live action Black Lagoon movie or a Jormungandr movie, or a gangster movie. Or like, I mean, the list goes on of like things that just translate. Trigun translates pretty well.
Except for the end when it gets to
yeah. Like, I mean, but we've seen aliens in movies before. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not crazy far-fetched.
It's not crazy.
Like, trying to do stuff like Naruto, Bleach, Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, like things that are just larger than life in the medium that they're already in, and trying to put that into live action. It's difficult. It's possible with a lot of money. It takes a lot of money to make that look good. But if you don't have that money, just like just go ahead and like do another Rurouni Kenshin, do a Samurai Champloo, do a Paranoia Agent. Like there's so many titles that just you don't have to go overboard with like translating over. Just focus on those. It's okay.
Yeah, because that Rurouni Kenshin one actually was a good live action one. Yeah.
And to your point, Ethan, in regards to like the superhero stuff, that kind of goes back to my point earlier as far as with the MCU. They changed significantly a lot of like the origin stories for a lot of those heroes and like how they interact and like how they even like names and things like that. Like they made it their own thing and updated it for modern audiences.
Yeah,
like even with DC for a good bit portion for certain things, like certain things. Obviously, like with Batman stuff, it's like the origin story is going to be the same there. But like the most successful versions of those heroes are when someone like Christopher Nolan or the Affleck version of that character, the one that people love, is when it's not drastically different, but it's their own version of that character.
Right.
Like
yeah.
The Affleck one was pretty similar to the Batman Returns version of the character as far as like how ruthless they were. But there's this, the Dark Knight Returns, But again, it was their own spin on it, like completely, where they changed a lot of shit around versus just retelling that entire story beat for beat, but then just skipping past, let's say, like Batman fighting the legion of Jokers, whatever else in the junkyard area, whatever it was.
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying before. Go ahead and do your own original story. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. I think what it is too is like like you mentioned, Batman. Back in the day, there were only two superhero movies that really existed. Really, it was Superman, which came out in the 70s, which you think would be a harder task to do, and they found a way to make it work for the most part. Most audiences liked it. And then in the 80s, it wasn't. I know it wasn't y'all's movie, but it was a very successful movie. It was.
I know I wasn't around back then. I was.
Yeah, you weren't around. I was around.
I was in y'all prime back then, right?
I mean, I'm pleased.
That's where I was born.
But a little before I was born too. But in the 80s, though, there was Batman. I didn't see it in the theater, but I was alive when it was around. I was alive during all the hoopla and everything else. The hype was crazy and
the Adam West
money. No, this actual Tim Burton movie in the 80s.
The 80s? Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That was 89, wasn't it? It was 89, right? Okay, it was like okay.
But if you look at that movie, I mean, say what you want to say, but it was still pretty much grounded. It wasn't a character. He wasn't like doing any crazy stuff. It was pretty much just riding around in his car and he opened up his cape occasionally. It was really grounded still. They knew essentially which characters to go with to actually try to adapt, as opposed to Green Lantern doing insane stuff or the Flash running all over the place and causing hurricanes. They knew who to use. Y'all just saw the Yusuke's spirit gun attack. And even now, in 2023, it's still like the CGI looks kind of iffy there. So it's one of those things you have to kind of know what you should adapt and what you shouldn't. I agree.
It didn't need to be that big either to start with. Like his spirit gun, I don't remember it being that fucking massive off rip.
No, it was much.
Like, why are you?
And he could only fire one of them a day at first too. Like,
yeah. So it's interesting how these things are, and I agree though. Otis, there are plenty of stories like you said, Rurouni Kenshin or Death Note. They did several Death Notes, and they're all kind of like I don't know, they don't work.
I loved the Ryuk in the Netflix version, although the movie was bad. But like
he looked,
fucking.
I mean, Willem Dafoe was the perfect casting for that. They wasted his talent.
Yeah,
because man,
that was perfect. That was perfect Ryuk for me.
He was perfect for it.
That's like when I imagine his voice in live action. That's what I imagined in my head. It was Willem Dafoe's voice.
It was perfect. I agree. Yeah, they had the Keith Stamp. They had the Keith Stamp in this L. I was like, what happened? What happened?
Bro, I didn't understand.
But to that point, where's that? I lost my whole train of thought. Fuck.
I mean, having whatever little blonde kid play Late, I didn't understand that either. Like,
it's nuts. Oh yeah,
fake blonde, platinum fake blonde, like box blonde.
Yeah, like, what are we doing? Why are we doing this?
Choices, fam.
Oh yeah, I remember what I was about to fucking say. But as far as like the grounded point in regards to like it being enhanced, I believe that the best, like when it comes to like the live action, the best things are going to be, and a lot of the success with the MCU is for the fact of the CGI and the special effects are only enhancing the choreography versus like that being 90% of what it is. So it's like you said, with something like the Batman, or like even like most recently when I watched like the Marvels, there's a lot of effects that went into that because a lot of those characters are like superpowered, but it was more enhancing like the choreography. Like you saw Miss Marvel sliding around or like punching certain things, and you just had the special effects there to enhance those motions, and that's why that was because that choreo. I don't know if you've seen the movie yet. Ethan,
I did. I did see.
Yeah,
I did see.
yeah. Like those fight scenes are some of the best I've seen in the MCU. Period. Like the choreography was amazing, and again, it just enhanced that, and it had a potential to be really
it was early enough. It was. I mean, that movie. That's a whole other review. But you're right though. The part where it showed them like the three of them choreographing their fights to do them together. It was fun. It was fun. That movie. Yeah. Otis, have you? I know.
We talked. I reviewed it on the stream last night. I had fun. I thought it was fun.
We'll have to.
But yeah, y'all, that was our thoughts on the Geeked Week. There's some other titles here we didn't cover. So, if you want us to cover specific ones later on, just drop it in the comments and we'll like spin the block, I guess, and watch particular trailers. But there's like damn near 30 things in this list here. There's no way we're covering all that in one stream. I refuse. I'm already like half dead tired. I had a long day, so I was like, I mustered up the energy and the gall to come back and do this show, but there's no way I was doing 30 of those. There's no way I would have been on the damn screen trying to do 30 of them. But again, this has been the Then and Now podcast. I mean, do you guys have any other closing remarks before we ready to get up out of here?
No. Geek Week was pretty successful. They dropped a lot of anime that were varying quality, and I'm looking forward to what they're doing with it going forward. Especially seeing this game and stuff. Like, what is that, Netflix? Let us know.
Yeah, and the live action. I mean, Netflix is a powerful studio. Their live action. Like I watched The Killer, which came out this week. Also,
I saw that. I was interested in watching that. I haven't seen it yet.
But it's a David Fincher movie. It's a full-blown, fully produced David Fincher movie with Michael Fassbender, which is based off a comic book. Also, I haven't read the comic book though. All the trailers they have, what's called the Rebel. What's it called? Oh, this Rebel.
The anime.
No, it's a live action one, like Rebel Planet or something, or Rebel, whatever it is. It's directed by Zack Snyder. Looks like it has an amazing budget for that movie.
I heard about that one.
I did not see that one.
We can watch that trailer real quick. That was on here.
Yeah.
What was it called again?
Also, it's called like Rebel something. If you look up Rebel, it's like the first. It's the first
Zack Snyder Netflix.
Yeah, come out like 2 days ago. Also, Damsel, which was like a super. I mean, these look like
Rebel Moon.
Rebel Moon, yeah, Rebel Moon.
Yeah, I remember seeing something about a Zack Snyder film, but I was like, all right.
And it says part 1 also, so I'm guessing it'd be more. Is it franchise or something? Look at that though. It's legit.
Do you know the story of the Princess Issa? In myth, she was called the Redeemer. It was said this child would stop the madness of war.
Okay. Oh, it's got Buddy.
He's an Jaimin Hanso. He's in everything.
What's his name?
Jaimin Hanso.
Jaimin. I never know that nigga's name, but I see him.
Yeah, DJI.
The Griffin. Okay.
Cannot serve. And love
Anthony Hopkins narrating.
I could not say.
There she is.
It's a movie, or it's a movie, right?
So I think it's a multiple movie franchise because it's part 1.
I meant to check this out.
Name Charlie Ward.
That's not a movie for sure, though.
Yeah, for sure, Snyder.
Yeah, you know Zack Snyder.
The slow mo. You see the slow mo. You see the slow mo. Lightsabers? Question mark.
Lightsabers. Yeah.
Okay.
Arachnophobia.
Start Jolly Hunt him. But see, it looks.
Iron Fist?
The production looks pretty high up.
Yeah. Yeah, sign me up for this one.
Hold on.
I don't want no trouble.
I have so much shit to watch right now.
I think this comes out like maybe next month. I'm not sure when it comes out.
I pose no fear. And
It's gonna look fire on my new TV. I ain't gonna hold you. It's gonna look cold as fuck. Hercules? Question mark?
Hercules. How to Train Your Griffin?
Mm-hmm.
The man
Or that's I can't remember the name of the beast. It wasn't the griffin. It was called something else. The lion with the snake tail.
indestructible.
Oh, yeah. You mean the
Can't remember what the name of the beast was.
Chimera. Yeah, Chimera.
Chimera, yeah.
Protect each other. We show them no mercy.
There is a lot going on right
There's a
here. I was like, this is all the same movie?
This is about to be a 6-hour movie.
Oh God, I swear to God. This is about to be the Snyder cut.
So it's part.
I'm a whole day.
I think.
Part 1, A Child of Fire. Okay.
Yeah.
Should I build a new Star Wars?
It's part 2. It's right there. Okay, so they made
okay.
for both of them. I guess that's for both of them.
So they're doing what they did with the Horror Street series. Well, I don't know if you guys if you watched those on Netflix.
Fear Street.
The Fear Street series? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But they broke that up in like parts to release them.
It looked clean.
It was a lot
I can't guarantee you what the story is gonna be, but the story might be dog water, but you're gonna get a lot of visuals.
Damn.
Yeah, like I just can't imagine you having a cohesive story in 3 hours that explains all of that, but I know it's gonna look nice. So hey, I'll take it.
Yeah. Well, because it's a two-parter, and Zack Snyder's movies are usually like 2.5 hours. They can be pretty long. So I imagine with that much real estate, you can get something done. Also, I'm not sure who actually wrote this, or if it's based off of something else. So if that's the case too, it could be the biggest thing is Zack Snyder never he's always able to deliver amazing looking movies or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
His story is sometimes light. So as long as there's a good script involved, I'm here for it.
What was it? Was it Sucker Punch he did? Where they had like the women?
Yeah, and that was like his right.
Yeah.
That was his script too.
And
that's why I said, "What is this?" But it looked. I've had it before where people just show it with no actual dialogue. It's like this looks.
You're like Sucker Punch in the background of a party is an amazing movie, right? But, like if you like trying to pay attention to what like the story means and like how like this girl dancing translates into like them getting into a battle on a train with mechs, like
because the dancing is like, so it's like it's her mind inside a asylum, then inside her mind she's dancing at a club, and then inside that club, like it's like 3 levels deep.
Inception.
Inception wasn't that deep.
It doesn't make any sense.
I'm down for it. I'll check it out. Again, it gives me Star Wars vibes. You already know how I feel about Star Wars. So I'll check it out. It looks like the proto saber blades. For quick nerd fact for anybody that doesn't know, like the original lightsabers were just blades with like battery packs attached to them. Like they weren't like light blades.
They're called laser swords still.
Yeah, laser swords are proto. I forgot the official name was for it.
It's a hot comb with extra steps.
Oh my God, this is gonna be triggering for a lot of black women.
So hot combs with
a lot of burnt ears. Again. I know black women with burnt ears to this day. Hot combs, boy.
It smells so bad. It just smells bad,
like death. Fuck. Oh yeah, guys, this is we'll check it out. So we probably review that. We'll review it on the pod.
We'll also don't worry, y'all. We're gonna review Blue Eye Samurai too. We'll review that.
Oh, baby, you already know what it is with that. You know how I get down with Blue Eye. Mizu, my girl Mizu. Come on now.
Careful with the spoilers. Careful with the spoilers.
Hey man, say man. I like strong women. I'll say that now.
Careful, get the spoilers. You're spoiling everything right now. You can't just stop. Just stop talking.
But getting ready to get up out of here, y'all. Just to plug our stuff. The new format we're gonna live stream the actual live show on Facebook and YouTube and like other streaming platforms. But for the cultivated content that we're gonna make, whether that be rankings, whether that be Jeopardy or whatever the video essays, whatever it may be, that stuff will be exclusively on the Then and Now YouTube channel. So again, we would appreciate the viewership over there. Head over to YouTube at the Then and Now podcast. Give us a sub. We're on the way to 500 and on the way to like 2 million if possible. We'll get there at some point. Is there anything else you guys want to plug before we ready to get up out of here?
Yes, we will be, all of us, Charlie, Otis, me, and some folks from blurred.com will all be there wearing the merch right now. We'll all be at the LA Comic-Con in a few weeks. Come on out there and say hi to us. We'd love to see you guys. If you mention us, mention the podcast by name, Charlie will dance for you in person.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I do my little dancey dance.
We will hold him to that every time someone
each person.
Each person. Yes.
If you come back from it, if you come back with a fake mustache on, he'll do it again. Every single time.
Specifically, you have to come in with a fake mustache.
Fake mustache. If you have a real one, you gotta shave it off and then put a fake one on top of that.
Absolutely. And for every purchase of a book, we'll do this. We'll do this. How about this? With every purchase of a book, I will do a push-up, or a squat, and eat a cartwheel.
God, I'm okay with this. They will kick us. They say, y'all having too much fun. Y'all have way too much fun
with every purchase of a book. So we're selling books there. We'll also be selling blurred merch. So yeah, come on by and see us. I think we'll have the actual like precise, approximate location of what booth and what area we'll be at soon. We'll put it on that flyer or do a little video promo for it at some point soon. So everybody will see that. But again, this has been Captain Cdiesel, Lelouch V, and Professor E, King of the Comics, and we'll see you guys later.
Why not?
Amazon's still putting out the best superhero content.